Hi everyone, I am Nadine and I am going to lead you through tonight's stretch class. We are going to be using modifications, so grab yourself a mat. If you need any modifications, I'll be sure to be going through a number of them, but we've got a half an hour stretch class here. And we're going to have a nice little warm up and then a cool down with a little bit of a guided meditation at the end. So let's get going. We'll get you to put your mat on the floor, get yourself comfortable, whether it's on the floor or on a chair or a ball, on the edge of a bed, if that's where you're comfy. But you're just going to take a nice little seat. You're going to get those bum bones kind of seated on the chair surface or the floor. You put your hands on your knees and you're just going to take a nice quiet gaze by the soft eyes, or closing your eyes if you'd like. You're going to take a nice big inhale in through your nose and then out through your mouth. Just kind of letting your day shake off of your body. On your next inhale, see if you can kind of sit a little taller. Lengthen that spine. Pretend like somebody's got you by a string on the top of your head. Exhale. Trying to keep that back nice and straight. And we're going to just tuck that chin down a little just to give that space in the neck. One more big breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Okay, so from your seated position on a chair or on the floor, having your hands on your knees, you're going to lean forward with your chest, okay, keeping your back nice and straight. And we're just going to spiral around your spine. So we're going to wake that spine up. So we're going to move around in a circle around your spine, tucking your tailbone in as you come around to the back, and then swinging around in a circle towards the front, straightening, leading with your chest. And then again around and really rolling into that back, pushing through those shoulders, coming around the front. Here's a modification. We'll do that 3 times on each side. So if you're sitting in a chair on a ball, again, leaning forward, coming around, tucking that tailbone in, really pushing through those shoulders, coming to the front. Now switch directions, go the other way. Remembering just to kind of move through it, getting your spine and your back just kind of warmed up before we start into more of a stretch class. So this stretch is definitely yoga infused. It's stationary, so we'll go from one stretch to another. You know your body better than I do, so listen to your body, okay? We want to stretch, not a strain. So if you're feeling a nice little muscle pull, great. If you're feeling tingling sensations, or pulling or numbness, ease out of that stretch. Okay, so sitting nice and tall from where you are. We're going to take our hands to our shoulder heights. We'll show you from the side, so straight out. I'm going to warm up those wrists. So bringing your fingers up to the sky, pulling them back towards your nose, dropping them to the floor, pulling them back towards your belly. Just getting your wrists woken up, because we do a little bit of positions on our hands and our knees. And if we have the modifications on the walls, up to the top, pulling them back again, down to the floor, pulling them back towards your belly. Okay, so bring them up towards the sky. We're going to do wrist rotations here. So you can do your circles going clockwise. However, if you have any sort of wrist injuries or aggravations, I want you to just do a compass point. So north, so up, down, and then palms forward to the right, palms forward to the left. And then work through those again one more time. For those who are doing circles, we're going to switch and go counterclockwise, the other direction, just to get them moving here. Wonderful. Okay, shake those hands out, bring them down to your knees. We're going to work into that neck here. So we're going to drop our right ear to our right shoulder. Okay, trying to bring that left shoulder down away from your ears, creating some space. Trying to get that ear to the shoulder. Nice long stretch here, bringing your head up to the center, dropping your chin down to your chest, creating that stretch in your neck. Remembering to sit kind of nice and tall, keeping that spine long. Chin up to center, and then dropping down to the left side. So left ear to your left shoulder, trying to drop that right shoulder down, creating more space, kind of creating more stretch on the right side of that neck here. All right, from here, you're going to slowly start to tuck that chin toward your chest. And you can do a half neck rotation. So you're going to roll over to the right. And then you're going to also roll back over to the left. So you're going to do 3 on each side at your own pace. Okay. Taking your time, remembering to breathe. It's a big thing with all of our stretching is we tend to hold our breath when we're in stress or stretching things. We want to make sure we're breathing through whatever's comfortable in your nose, out your nose. Last one on each side. Coming back. All right, bringing it up to center here. Whew, nice work. Okay, for those of us that are on the floor, we're going to come to our hands and our knees. I will show you a modification on this. We're going to go into our tabletop, which is like a cat-cow, and then we're going to move into our cat-cow. So the big thing why we warmed up our wrists is because we're going to put pressure on them. Our shoulders are above our ankles, our hip bones are above our knees, and our feet are flat on the floor. So if we are on the floor, we're going to straighten our spine out by taking our tail down a little, and then tucking that chin to our chest, creating a nice long line on our spine. And then in our inhale, we're going to take a gaze up to the sky, letting our tummy fall to the floor and that tailbone up to the sky. This is our cow pose. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to push in through our hands and our knees and going right up into that cat on a hot tin roof, rolling through that spine, pushing through those shoulders, tucking that tailbone under. So those are our cat-cow positions. I'm going to get you to do that 3 more times each, and then we'll show you a modification sitting on a chair. So if you're sitting on a chair or a ball, you're going to come a little bit more towards the front of your chair, ball, hands on your hands and knees, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to open our chest up to the sky, look up to the sky, kind of sticking our tailbone out. And then on our exhale, we're going to tuck that tailbone in on our chair, rolling into our back, pushing through those shoulder blades, and using our hands on our knees as our anchor. All right, inhaling, coming on up again, looking to the sky, going at your own pace. Remembering to breathe. One more time here, both ways. Inhale and exhale. All right, if we are on our hands and our knees, we're going to do some bum circles. So leading with our hips to the right, we're just going to poke them out to the right, and we're literally going to do bum circles. So our bum is going to come back towards our feet. We're going to come around, stick it out to the left, and then come a little bit forward on our hands. So we're drawing circles with our bums, okay? For modification, people are on the chair. Anybody who needs it to take that pressure off of your knees, we're going to stand up. We're going to do good old-fashioned hula hoops. So our feet are just wider than our shoulder width. Hands are on our hips, and we're going to stick that hip out. Do nice big butt circles this way, pretending like we've got that hula hoop on our hips. You got it. Nice work. I'm hearing my hips snap, crackle, and pop. So again, taking your time with this. If there's a spot that feels really good and you want to stick there for a second, go for it. But we're going to all meet in the same place whenever we're ready. Okay, switch directions, go the other way. Also feeling this in my hamstrings. Ooh, here we go. One more time all the way around. Nice. All right, coming to center. For those of us who are standing, I'm going to get you to kind of come towards a wall. We're going to find a wall, and what we're going to do is we're going to wake up those calf muscles. So we're going to move our feet away from the wall. And we're just going to walk those feet out. Okay. Straightening our legs, trying to stretch out those calf muscles. For those of us who are on the floor, we're going to get you to push up into that downward dog. So you're curling your toes under, you are pushing your bum up into the air, so you're literally an upside down V, and you're going to walk those feet out, trying to get those feet, the heels all the way down to the floor with your knees bent as much as you need to, just to wake up those toes, the feet, and the calves. All right, one more time on both sides. Let's walk them out. And then we're going to walk our feet towards our hands if we're on the floor, and if we're at the wall, we're going to walk our feet towards the wall. All right, for those ladies who are by the wall, we're just going to get you to turn sideways. Excuse me. And we're just going to get you to slowly hinge at the hips. Keep your knees bent, walking your hands down your thighs until you feel a slight hamstring stretch. For my friends who are on the floor, you're going to take your hands to your shins, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try and straighten our back out. As soon as we're feeling that stretching in our hamstring muscles, the muscles on the back of our thighs, we're just going to stop there. Having a nice little stretch. Don't straighten your knees out. Just feel that stretch in the back of your thighs. Then walking our hands up our thighs. We're also going to lift our upper body by engaging our belly button muscles, coming and standing straight up. All right, we're going to work into our hip area here, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to have my ball, which is also going to be like a chair for some people. I'm going to place my left foot into the front, my right foot in the back. What I'm going to do with my back foot is I'm going to actually turn my foot out to about a 45-degree angle. For those of you who need a little bit of a modification, hold on to your chair or your ball if you have one. But what we're going to do is we are going to have our hips kind of open as soon as we turn our back foot out. We're going to inhale, and we're going to bring our left arm up to the front, our right arm up to the back. And on our exhale, we're going to lunge and bend into that front leg. Now, you do not want your knee going in front of your ankle. So if you're finding yourself doing this, you might have to back that back foot up a bit. So as you exhale and you bend into that leg, you're going to feel a nice stretch in the groin, probably right here, mostly in the the left front leg. Your hands can be up in the front of the back. If you need that modification, take that chair and put it just underneath your thigh, or hold on to that chair back for support and balance, okay? If having your hands and your arms are too much, take them down to your hips. But we're getting a nice opening of the thigh and the back leg, and a little bit of a stretch on that front one. Okay, we're going to inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg, so our left. Okay, from here, we're going to take that left hand, we're going to reach as far forward as we can. And then we're just going to windmill those arms. So my left arm is going down to my left leg, and my right arm is going to the sky. You got it. Okay, so our hips and everything is open to the side, our chest is open to the side. That's going to create a nice long stretch all the way up that right side. If I have my chair here, I'm holding on to it for balance. All right, push through that front leg, bring your body up to center, arms down. Let's walk those feet together here. Shake your legs out, give them a little bit of a break. Nice work. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So my right foot is going to be in the front. My left foot is going to be in the back. I'm going to turn that foot out to about 45 degrees. My legs are always slightly bent. I don't want to lock my legs up, okay? Protects my knees that way. I'm going to move that back foot back because I know I'm going to probably have to move it. And then whenever you're ready, you can inhale, bring those arms up. So right arm in front, left arm in back. Kind of opens up your chest and your pelvis to the left side of the room. Then on that exhale, you're just going to lunge and move into that front leg. So you're going to bend that front leg. If you find you're going too far forward, make sure you take that back foot and slide it back. There we go. We have that chair for a little bit of support. Put it under our thighs, or you can hold on to the chair back for balance, okay? Hands on our hips is also another modification. That's giving you that nice opening here, a little bit of a stretch here. There we go. All right, on your next inhale, let's straighten that front leg. Take your arms down for a little break if you'd like. Okay, we're going to lift that arms up again. We're going to reach as far forward with that right arm as we can. Reach like somebody's reaching for you. And then windmill those arms. So what that's doing is we're moving literally from the hips. My knees are slightly bent. You got it. Reaching for that sky. That's creating this huge opening, probably right in here on your side muscle. And for balance, I'm also holding on to the ball or the chair back. There we go. All right, inhale, push through that front leg, come to middle, and those arms down. Shake them out a smidge. Okie dokie. If you have a chair and you would like to use it for balance, you can totally do that. Bring it around front. Okay, you can do this with or without this chair. We are going to do a forward fold with our legs a little bit wider than, well, say a lot wider than hips. Let's go about that. So both of my feet are pointed forward. My knees are always slightly bent. Okay, you're going to take your hands onto your hips. And you're going to take a nice big inhale. And when you inhale, I want you to lift your chest to the sky and kind of look up. There we go. And then you're going to dig those fingers into your hips so that you tilt your pelvis, your bum back. And you're going to lead with your chest, keeping your back nice and straight. And as soon as you start to feel that pull in those hamstrings, stop. I've got my chair back here in front of me to support me and hold me. Or without the modification, I can walk my hands down my thighs and reach to the floor if I can do it, or on my shins. Sorry, my ball keeps rolling. Wherever is comfortable, okay? But remember, you want to feel a stretch, not a strain. So if it's pulling too much, come out of it a little bit and remember to keep breathing. I'll hold it one more time here for a breath. Okay, taking those hands back to your hips. We're going to engage those tummy muscles. So hold that belly button towards your spine and slowly, slowly, slowly lift your upper body up. Coming to center. Come on in, shake it all out. Nice work. Okay, one more stretch standing, and then we're going to sit down to the floor or in your chair, and we're going to stay down on the floor and chair for the rest of the class. So I'm going to have my feet about hip width apart. I'm turning sideways so you can see me, but they're hip width apart. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more yoga infused. So we're going to take a nice big breath, and we're going to swing our hands out nice and wide, reaching and looking up to the sky. And then we're going to do a nice big swan dive. So keeping your back nice and long, straight spine. We're going to keep those knees slightly bent, swan diving down, and taking it again to right where you just feel those hamstrings start to pull. And we're going to anchor our hands either on our thighs, our shins, never our knees, or the floor if you can reach it. That chair can also work right there if you have it on the chair, the butt part, or the chair back, whatever is good for you. Hold it here for 2 more breaths, a little bit longer here. Remembering to breathe. All right, we are going to take our hands to our hips. And we're going to engage that tummy muscle again, bringing that belly button towards our spine. Take our gaze up a little, and now we're just going to slowly lift our upper body up. And I say slowly so we don't get any head rushes, dizziness, that sort of thing. Nice work. Okay, let's make our way down to the floor or your chair. Okay. Whew. Let's see if I can keep that there. Perfect. Okay. We are now sitting on the floor. We are going to take our legs wide if we're on the floor. I'll show a modification on chair in just a second. So a little bit wide. We're going to make sure our toes are pointing up to the ceiling and they're active. So we're going to kind of like point them towards us, not so that they come off the floor, but just activate them so your legs are awake. And we're just going to sit up nice and tall, take a nice big breath in. See how far you can walk those hands forward into the middle, but keeping your back nice and long without rounding your back to try and get your chest to the floor. Okay. If we are sitting on a chair, similar idea, you're going to scoot your bum forward. Okay. And we're actually going to have our knees bent in the chair so we're balanced. And you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to inhale, lift that chest up, nice straight long spine. And you're just going to hinge forward with your hands on your thighs. Okay. Go to the place where you feel comfortable, where there is a stretch. Don't hold your breath. Breathe a couple of times here. And when you're ready, for those of us on the floor, we're going to walk our hands back. For those in the chair, we're going to gently engage our core and bring ourselves back up. Nice work. Okay. I'm going to do one leg out now. So we're going to do right leg out, or sorry, left leg out. Okay. And then we're going to bring, excuse me, our right leg bent. Okay. So again, I will do a modification from the chair. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to place it behind your bum cheek, fingers pointing to the back. So it kind of gives you that support and keeps you nice and tall. You're going to flex that left foot towards you so it's alive. You're going to inhale that left arm up, and then you're just going to do a gentle lower back twist, turning. You're going to bring that elbow down to your right knee, the left elbow down to your right knee, and gently just let your back twist. Do not use that elbow to try and force that twist. It's just there, keeping it nice and rigid. Okay, and you're going to take your gaze and look over your right shoulder. If we are in a chair, this is going to be a little bit more difficult on a ball, but if we're in a chair, left foot's forward, right leg is bent. We're literally going to put our arm on our chair back. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring our right arm up, our left arm up, and then we're just going to bring it down, look over our right shoulder, but instead of having it to our knee, just going to take our left hand to the outside of our right thigh. Just a nice little lower back stretch, twist. And then on the inhale, bring your head back first, and then slowly untwist. Switching sides. So we always do both sides, okay? So our right leg is out, our right toes are flexed a little bit. Okay, similar on the floor. We're going to take that left hand behind us, put it on our chair back, or our fingers are pointing away from our bum, hands on the floor. Take that right hand up. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall, seeing if you can get a nice length in your spine. And then on your exhale, you're going to slowly turn and twist to the left, taking your gaze over your left shoulder. For us in the chair, our right hand's going to be on the left outside part of our thigh. And then for us on the floor, it's going to be elbow to knee and a gentle twist, looking over our shoulder. Remember to keep that right leg active. And breathe. All right, exhale and twist. Nice work. Good job, everyone. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a groin opener here. So sitting on the floor, we're going to bring our feet, we're going to go into what we call butterfly position or cobbler's pose. So we're going to bring our feet, so the bottoms of our feet are touching if we're on the floor. Okay, again, the nice straight spine. So we're going to inhale, lift our chest up, straightening that spine, tuck our chin down a little. And then our exhale, we're just going to hinge from our hips and go forward. You are going to feel a slight pull in here, which is on the inside of your groins. You may even feel it a little bit in your hips on the back where your bum is. I'm getting that. For modification in your chair, we're actually going to sit close to the front again. We're going to have our legs nice and wide. What we're going to do is, this is the only time we're actually going to use the inside of our thighs close to our knees. We're going to place both of our hands on the inside of our thighs. Inhale again, lifting that chest up, straightening out that spine, sitting nice and tall. And then we're going to exhale. And as we exhale, we're also going to do a little bit of a push, but we're going to use those legs and we're going to resist our hands. And that's going to give that same stretch on the inside of our thighs. So we're trying to close our thighs while our hands are gently trying to keep them open. So creating that resistance. All right, let's inhale. Come on out, shake out those legs. We're gonna do that one more time, okay? So whenever you're ready, get into that position again, cobbler's pose, you're sitting in a chair. You're gonna inhale, straighten that spine, feeling those tailbones attached to the ground, sitting on the surface of the chair, the ball, sorry. And we're gonna inhale, nice and tall, tuck that chin in a little. And then we're gonna exhale and fold from our hips, trying to keep our back nice and straight. We don't want to round or anything, okay? In the chair, remember, we're going to gently push on those thighs. And we're going to gently try and squeeze those thighs in. Do one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Now, before we come up, I want you to let your back completely round. So now we're going to let ourselves completely round, almost kind of like a rag doll. Relaxing those hands on our thighs. And then we're slowly going to tuck that tailbone in. And as we inhale, we're going to slowly stack one vertebrae on top of another, starting from our tailbone, allowing our back to round, stacking everything through our mid-back, our shoulders, keeping your chin down and our head and our chin and everything come up in that laugh. Kind of creates that wave through the spine of coming up. Nice work. Okay. Last ones, we are coming down on the floor, all the way down on the floor, laying down. I have the modifications for chair as well, so I'll get you started with these. So we're going to lay all the way down to the ground. Oh, nice. Just kind of relax your back. See if you can kind of open up your shoulders, okay, by having your palms facing up to the sky. First things first, we'll go to do right side and then we'll do left. So we're going to straighten out that left side, okay? Excuse me, and we're going to keep that right leg bent. We're going to bring it up to about 90 degrees. Our hands are going to come up to like a giant T with our palms down to the ground. I'm just going to let that right leg gently fall over to the left side. So another lower back twist. You can keep your gaze up to the sky, or you can turn your gaze over to your right shoulder. In a chair position, excuse me, you are going to, I still want the ball to be, you're going to bring your right thigh up, and you're just going to gently bring it crossing over, excuse me, your left leg. So you're going to stay facing upright. And you're just going to try and cross over your mid-body line. I have to have my leg bent, sitting on a ball, or I will roll. All right, exhale, bring it back to middle, drop it down. Okay, we're gonna do the other side now. Move this way a bit so I can hold on to something. All right, so straightening out that right leg if you're on the floor, flexing those toes. If we're on a chair, we're gonna inhale, bring that left foot off the floor, taking your right hand to your left knee, and just gently bringing it across the midline. And allowing your upper body just to turn a smidge. And it'll create that lower back twist that we get on the floor. So, just like that. All right, let's inhale, bring it back to the middle. We have one last stretch, and then I'll walk you through a little bit of meditation. So from the ground, we're gonna take that right foot, we're gonna cross it over our left leg. We're gonna wake this right foot up. So we're gonna protect our ankle joint. And then we're gonna lift that left foot off the floor. And this is a nice little figure four. We're gonna thread the needles. We're gonna take one hand in through that little triangle, the other hand on the outside, and we're gonna wrap them around the back of our left thigh. And we're gonna just gently pull that left thigh towards us, making sure you keep that right ankle nice and strong. And you're gonna feel a stretch in the right butt cheek. On the chair, same idea. We're gonna take that right foot over the left leg, keeping that ankle strong. And this may be just enough, which I'm feeling is just enough on my right hip. Or you can sit just a little bit forward, and it's gonna go further into that hip and that bum area on the back of your hip bone. Remembering to breathe through this. All right, inhale, let's switch sides. Uncross yourself. Getting ready to go over to the other side. So crossing the left foot over to the right. Flexing that left ankle to protect it. Keeping it nice and strong. And then exhale, folding forward if you're in the chair, or gently pulling that right thigh towards you. So this is nice because you can do it laying on your back. You can do it in a chair or on a ball. You can even do it, if you're at an office or you're standing, holding onto a counter. You can even do it in a standing position if sitting is not comfortable. One more breath in. And out. All right. Untwist yourself, uncross. If you're in here, you can stay in a chair. If you're on the floor, we're just going to go through a nice calm walk through meditation. So hands come out to the side, palms facing up to the sky, legs straight out, just letting your feet fall to the side. Closing your eyes. If you're in a chair, just sitting all the way back in your chair, making sure you're supported so you don't teeter. You're going to have your feet nice and wide in your hands, palms up on the tops of your thighs. As you take a nice big inhale in your nose and out of your mouth. Just letting the class kind of fall away. Taking another big inhale through your nose. And on your exhale, just noticing where you're connected to on the floor, the feeling that you have sitting in your chair. Letting your breath start to come to you naturally in your nose or your mouth. Out your nose, out your mouth. Just focusing on your chest as you inhale, as you bring air in, coolness of the air, filling those lungs up. Expanding that rib cage. Bringing in energy. And then noticing on the exhale how your chest and your belly fall. And the warmth that comes up through your chest, out your mouth or your nose. As it slowly lowers, exhaling all the air. Starting from the top of your head. Just feeling the sensation if you're laying on the floor, the back of your head being supported by the ground. Just noticing your hairline, seeing if you can just let it slide back just a little, relaxing your forehead. Making your way down to your shoulders, seeing if you can relax them just a little bit more. Getting heavier. Slowly working your way down your back. Feeling that connection down to your buttocks, your hips, and down the back of your thighs, your hamstrings.
Activity completed.
Into your heels. Just letting your feet relax a little bit more and those legs melt into the earth. Coming back to your breath. Slowly starting to wiggle those toes. Moving those feet back and forth. Lifting those toes and feet off the ground if you're in a chair. Whenever you're ready, just roll onto the right side of your body if you're on the floor. Take a breath or two here, and then whenever you're ready, feel free to push up into a seated position. And keep your eyes closed or open them and have a soft gaze. Taking one more big breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth, let it escape quickly. If you feel like it, bring your hands to your heart center. Just taking a moment, giving yourself a little bit of a pat on the back for showing up to class. And taking some time for you. Opening your eyes. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for showing up to stretch class. I hope you have a good rest of the evening. And I will bid you adieu for the night. Have a wonderful sleep. Bye.